On the night of July 10th, 2017, at 02:17 a.m., a Yanomami hunter named Chaba was half swallowed alive by something that should not exist. Thermal drone footage recovered 3 days later shows a serpentine silhouette 22 feet long and thicker than a man's torso, its skin mottled with bioluminescent nodes that pulse like dying embers. Chaba's lower body is already inside the creature's translucent gullet, his legs visible, twitching. Then the impossible. He wrenches free, leaving behind a strip of his own skin and a scream that registers 112 decibels on the drone's mic. What swallowed him was not a python, not an anaconda, not any reptile cataloged by science. It was something older, something that remembers the Pleistocene, and it is still hunting. The Yanomami call this stretch of river Shabono Watoro, the place where the river forgets its name. For 4 centuries, outsiders have tried to map it. Satellites fail, compasses spin. Even the mosquitoes seem to avoid the airspace directly above the water. In 1974, a Brazilian survey team vanished here. Their last radio transmission. The trees are moving against the wind. The tape ends with a sound like a wet tarp being dragged over gravel. The Yanomami elder points to a cicatrix on his forearm. 3 parallel scars, each the width of a thumb. Nape, the outsiders, call it legend. We call it Yakamama, mother of the river. She was small once, a fingerling. Then the mines came. Between 2015 and 2026, mercury levels in the Upper Orinoco spiked 400%. Fish biomass collapsed. The Yanomami began reporting something new in their catch: translucent eels with human teeth. Shamans claimed the river was dreaming in poison. 3 nights ago, the dogs refused to cross the stream. They just sat, staring. Then one started digging, frantic, until its paws bled. We found what it wanted: a scale, bigger than my hand. It smelled like battery acid and rotting orchids. Herpetologists flown in by the Venezuelan government measured it against known species. No match. The keratin lavus is denser than crocodile, the chromatophores more complex than any cephalopod. One technician joked it was a snake designed by H.R. Giger. He stopped laughing when the scale bit him, drawing blood through nitrile gloves. Chaba is 31, a hunter with 3 children, and a reputation for never missing a shot. Tonight, he dreams of being underwater, lungs burning, something coiling around his thoughts. He wakes to silence. Even the cicadas have stopped. It's listening. He reaches for his blowgun. The thatch bows inward, as if under impossible weight. A single drop of clear fluid falls, sizzling where it lands. What happens next was captured by a motion-activated trail cam mounted by a grad student studying peccaries. She never retrieved the memory card. The Yanomami did. At 02:11 a.m., Chaba steps outside to urinate. Behind him, the underbrush parts. No sound. The creature's head emerges first, flattened, arrow-shaped, eyes like molten mercury. Its jaws unhinge with a wet click. The screen glitches. When it stabilizes, Chaba is gone. Only his woven belt remains, sliced clean. 6 minutes pass. Then the impossible. Chaba's arm erupts from the creature's throat, fingers splayed. He is inside. The snake's skin stretches, translucent, revealing his silhouette, knees drawn to chest, mouth open in a silent scream. Then a flash of steel. Chaba's machete, somehow still clutched in his hand, saws upward. The creature convulses. Chaba spills out in a torrent of viscous fluid, gasping, skin sloughing in sheets. He crawls 3 feet and collapses. The creature retreats, leaving a trail of bioluminescent blood that steams in the cold air. Chaba survived, barely, but the Yakamama did not die, and the Yanomami know it will return, hungrier. How does a creature that size move unseen through a village of 200 people? The answer lies in what the Yanomami discovered next. The Yanomami do not panic. Panic is for animals. They prepare. Chaba, bandaged in plantain leaves, skin raw and glistening, eyes bloodshot, pupils dilated, speaks. It tasted my memories. When I was inside, I saw my mother's funeral. My first hunt. It wanted those, not just meat. Dr. Elena Vasquez, a Venezuelan biologist embedded with the tribe, recorded Chaba's vitals. His cortisol levels were triple lethal, yet he refused morphine. Pain keeps it from coming back in my head, he said. The trail of bioluminescent blood leads to a kapok tree. The bark is scored with grooves deep enough to hide a fist. Inside one groove, a human finger, still wearing a wedding ring. This isn't predation, it's collection. The plan is to lure it with sound. The Yanomami have a drum made from the skin of a drowned jaguar. When struck in a specific rhythm, thump thump, thump thump, it mimics the heartbeat of a pregnant tapir. Irresistible bait. The drum begins. The jungle responds. Howler monkeys fall silent. A flock of macaws explodes from the canopy. The ground trembles. The cold spot returns. Longer now. 30 feet. It circles the Shibono counterclockwise, tasting the air with a tongue split into 7 filaments. It learns. Last night it came from the river. Tonight, from the Caatinga. Suddenly, the drum skin splits. A warrior's hand is yanked upward, his arm disappearing into the thatch. Blood rains down. The creature's head emerges through the roof, jaws distended, lined with backwards-facing teeth like black needles. Its breath smells of copper and overripe mango. Chaos. Blow darts bounce off its hide. The resin pot shatters, igniting the thatch. Warriors drag children out as flames lick the sky. The creature swallows a dog whole, its body visible as a lump sliding down the translucent throat. Mawari notices something. The creature's bioluminescent nodes pulse in patterns. Echolocation. It's mapping the Shibono structure, learning escape routes. Chaba, fueled by rage and adrenaline, climbs a Brazil nut tree with a harpoon gun fashioned from aircraft cable and a sharpened motorcycle chain. He aims for the creature's left eye, the only soft target. The harpoon fires. It strikes true. The creature shrieks, a sound like metal dragged across glass. It thrashes, demolishing half the Shibono. Warriors are flung like dolls. Mawari is pinned beneath a falling beam, leg broken. The harpoon is tethered to a dugout canoe filled with rocks. The creature drags it into the river, capsizing it. For a moment, silence. Then the water erupts. The creature surfaces, harpoon still embedded, eye a ruined socket leaking light. It stares directly at the drone. The feed cuts to static. Later, the Shibono smolders. 12 dead, 20 injured. The survivors gather around a map drawn in charcoal. The creature's movements form a perfect spiral, centering on a sinkhole 3 kilometers east. The Cenote de las Huesas, the sinkhole of bones. It nests there, in the bones of everything it is taken. The Yanomami have a saying, to kill a dream, you must enter it. Tomorrow, they will descend into the sinkhole armed with fire, poison, and the last weapon they have left. But stories can be devoured too. The survivors, 20 warriors, Mawari on a litter, Chaba limping, march single file. Their torches are wrapped in kumare palm to burn slow and smokeless. Each carries a gourd of mavaro, a hallucinogenic vine that heightens spatial awareness but risks psychosis. The Cenote de las Huesas was once a limestone quarry for an aborted mining operation. When the company fled, the pit filled with rainwater and runoff. The Yanomami avoided it. Until now. The sinkhole yawns 80 feet wide, water black and still. Bones jut from the surface, tapir skulls, human femurs, the rib cage of a giant anteater, arranged in concentric circles. In the center, a mound of river stones glistening with slime. The arrangement, it's not random. It's a yantra, a